Hi guys, this is the Idaho Picker, and I wanted to talk to you about today. As you know, yesterday, if you haven't seen it, talked about my criminal history, right? And today I want to talk to you about my child support and explain that situation to you a little bit and see what you think, okay? See, what I went through, which I talked about yesterday a little bit, I went through my divorce. The year prior to going through my divorce, I made $180,000 in income. But the actual 2 years that it took to get my divorce final, I made zero income, okay? And because my real estate developments crashed, my real estate career crashed, and you know, and the market was crashing. I'm not the only one that's had to deal with that, of course, and many people have lost their rear ends, so it's not like I'm alone in this. But when the divorce was final, I was levied with $950 a month for my son, and with no income. So yet I still was paying, on average I was paying about $250 a month from the work I could get and the money I could get, okay? And then of course people would say, and people have said, get a job, okay? Get a job. Okay, when you have $950 a month in child support on you, and you're not in real estate making the kind of money that you were making before, let's say you go get a job making $2,200 a month or $2,000. Well, what I did was, I've always been in some kind of sales or something, and so what I did was I went and got a job at a local GMC Chevy dealership. Got a job there, and I started working there. Things were going good. Of course, I'd only been there a short period of time, you know, weeks. Went through training, everything went great. Don't like car dealerships, and never have been a car salesman, and didn't like it either, because they wanted me to do things I didn't want to do. But they started working there. It was $2,000 a month base pay for the first so many months, you know. And I got my first paycheck, and they had, you know, of course, taken child support out, $950 before taxes. And then the taxes were based, of course, on the total amount. So you got $950 off of $2,000, you got $1,050. Then they took about $600 worth of taxes out, so I ended up with about $450 left over for me to pay rent, eat, survive, pay your car insurance. And that right there can tell you that obviously I did not have the ability to do those things. And I squeezed on by for another month and made another $400, $450. And I got a hold of my ex-wife, and I asked her to please reduce to $500 a month for my son, so that I could keep my job, because I couldn't keep it. Couldn't afford the gas and insurance, and let alone rent or food. And I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm asking you to understand my situation, and I want you to know the truth about the situation, and not this bullshit about I'm running from child support. The picker is running from child support. He don't want to take care of his autistic son. You have no idea what you're talking about. My ex and her attorneys did everything they could, even with my not criminal record, to take my son from me. So when my divorce was final, I got 1 hour supervised visitation with him. Okay? And that went on for, it's still in place today. I don't have the money to go back to court to fight and get more than 1 hour supervised a week. And you have no idea how much torture it is to go to see your son and you're treated like a criminal. And you have no idea how hard it is when you can't get a job because it costs more to work there than you make. So my child support, $950 a month, it don't take that long for it to add up to $25,000, $30,000. Okay, if you're only able to pay a couple of hundred. Now, why did I leave and go to Belize? Okay, it was multifaceted, but what happened was I finally, working with a couple of friends, was able to get enough money together to get my real estate license back. It was not taken from me. Okay, it went inactive, and I had to go back because the timeline had lapsed. I had to go back and go through all the classes again, pay for all the classes again, and then pay for all the stuff. It costs about $1,500 to get your license back, going through classes and doing everything, at least in Idaho. And I went through it all, got my license back, and started my real estate career again. This was last fall, about this time right now. Okay. And I had it for about a month and a half. Okay. Month and a half into it, child support department called me. They said, "You're behind on your child support. We're going to suspend your real estate license." I had gotten it back for a month and a half. Real estate's the only way I could take care of my obligations of $950 a month. And yes, I've submitted 7 times to try to get the number of $950 reduced. My ex-wife has a cousin that works at that department, in the health and welfare department. My applications got lost, they got refused, everything you could think of. And then the last one, because when they told me they were going to have my license taken away if I didn't pay up, what I did was I submitted again to have a review done. And they came back and they said, "You're a realtor, so we just look at a book and pull out the average number of what a realtor should make, $80,000 a month. So therefore we're reducing your child support by $50, but you're in the rears, so we're tacking on $100. So overall my child support went up to $1,000. And they said, since we have you booked at being that you should be able to make 80 grand a month, we're not going to reduce it. So then I went back and spoke to the other lady again, and she said, yes, we are going to suspend your real estate license unless you pay up. So you could say I was a bit hopeless of being able to try to figure out how to make some money. In the middle of all this and other ways and how I was able to get money together to get my real estate license back was I was picking, Idaho Picker, buying and selling antiques and junk. And so when I lost all hope, I was open to options. The option came up to go to Belize. They don't require a real estate license down there. And I had a couple of contacts down there due to YouTube. And so, with no hope of making any money, all I had was what was on the books during the month and a half that I had been in real estate. And it closed. A couple of transactions. Gave me a few $1,000s. So I went to Belize. Got in contact with a good real estate company, Remax, down there. Got lined up, started talking to clients already, had people planning on coming down. And then then the trolls attacked me down there. Exes, things like that. Ex-partners, ex-whoever, you know. They outed me down there and they said, he's a criminal. He has an outstanding warrant in Idaho. And down there it's villages, small villages, and they called all the businesses in town. They emailed all the businesses in town and were able to keep me from being able to stay down there. I had deals lined up to build websites for bars and restaurants down there. I had a real estate career underway. I had my work permit underway. And once they blew me out of that village, the people didn't do it exactly, but the trolls did, my haters, okay? The ones that have wanted to destroy me for years now. And I didn't have enough money to go to another village and start over, so I had to leave. I went down there to try to restart my life, to get another chance at trying to make it so that I could afford to take care of my son. But it got squashed by people on the other side of this camera. People that don't even know me and don't know my circumstances. People that think they want the truth. People that believe in their heart and in their mind that they're good people, that they're doing the right thing by trying to destroy Daniel Cannon. Maybe you're right, but it sure don't feel like it on this side. So we talked about my criminal record, we've talked about child support, and there's a lot more details. But let's see what else we got. Child support, criminal history, all the money that I owe. I told you I had 2 real estate developments. I had partners on some of them, on one of them, well, on both of them actually. One partner got behind on their bills, couldn't pay their bills on the development, and so I went to get a new partner. I was the president of the corporation. According to the bylaws, had the ability to sell it. That partner then tried to extort for a signature to sell the property, $170,000 out of me. Her name's Gloria Irwin. Michael Irwin out of Boise, Idaho. Tried to extort $170,000 out of me. Wouldn't give a signature, even though they only had $20,000 in the project, and I was in $70,000, $80,000. Even though I had, by the bylaws of the corporation, the ability to sell. They pitched a big fit at the title company, and they're an insurance company, and they wouldn't sign off on the transaction. And the story goes on and on. Woe is me, right? But the reason for these videos is for y'all guys to understand a few things. No, I'm not perfect and I've done things wrong. But I came here on YouTube to try to do some things right. This is a dirty place. It's a nasty place. And it's a nasty job trying to be a truther or a realist or trying to change the world. It sucks.